Well, hey there, and welcome to Meaningful Moments with May, a space to pause, breathe, and realign with what truly matters. Here, we explore the shifts that create more clarity, flow, and abundance in our everyday lives, not from striving, but from remembering who you really are. Today, I want to talk about a belief that so many of us carry, often without even realizing it. The idea that money is the only measure of abundance. But here's the truth. Abundance has many faces, and money is just one of them. When we open our hearts to see abundance in new ways, something powerful happens. Life begins to expand. It expands beyond what we thought was even possible. For a long time, I believed abundance had one face, and that face was money. I thought more money meant more freedom, more happiness, more peace. And when the money wasn't there the way I wanted it to be, I felt like abundance wasn't there either. No self-worth. But here's the truth that changed everything for me. Money is a form of abundance, but it is not the only source of abundance. And so today we're going to break that myth wide open and explore the many ways abundance shows up in your life, even when the bank account doesn't tell the full story. So let's first break the limiting myth. You see, we live in a culture that glorifies financial success. We see abundance portrayed as luxury cars, big mansion houses, dream vacations, and dollar signs. And while there's nothing wrong with having any of those luxuries, it should come as no surprise that so many of us equate abundance and our sense of self-worth with money. But here's the danger in that belief. When we tie abundance to just one external source, we make our sense of worth and fulfillment conditional. We relinquish our personal power to that external power. We start saying things like, I'll feel secure when I make more money, or I'll feel successful when I have what they have. Comparison. I'll feel free when I can afford it. This mindset places abundance somewhere out there in the future or in someone else's hands. And it blinds us to the abundance that already exists and surrounds us. Abundance isn't a number in your bank account. I've coached many financially successful people who were bankrupt in other areas of wealth, like relationships, time, freedom, and health. Abundance is a frequency. It's a way of seeing, a way of being. When you step into the energy of abundance, you begin to recognize the richness of your relationships, the wealth of your health, your breath, your mind, the abundance of time, creativity, love, joy, and possibility. Money can enhance those things, but it doesn't define them. You see, when you start to feel abundant before the money arrives, that's when everything shifts, because abundance is first an inner experience and the outer world responds to it. I'll never forget a season in my life when my finances were extremely tight. If you haven't listened to episode 11, The Day I Chose Abundance, you should, because you'll come to understand only a tiny fraction of my story. I know what it's like to overdraft my checking account, have my utilities turned off, my car repossessed, or 50 cents in my bank account to get me through to the following payday. I remember a very restless night lying in my bed, kicking myself, thinking about the numbers, and feeling a wave of fear and doubt wash over me. For several moments, I convinced myself I didn't have enough and that I wasn't enough. But that all shifted when I remembered something. I had read a book by Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. Paraphrase, what jumped out like lightning was along the lines of, bless everything in your life. When you pay your bills, bless them and ask that they be multiplied, not just for you, but for everyone who touches them. I was up all night with worry and fear until that moment. And the reason I knew it was all night was because I noticed the sunlight streaming in through the window. And in that moment, I realized I had more abundance than I was allowing myself to see. I had a roof over my head, I had food in the pantry, and I had a beautiful child to sleep in the other room next to me. No, the money wasn't where I wanted it to be, but love was, possibility was, and that energy, it carried me forward in ways money alone never could. Let's discuss why money is a tool, not a measure of worth. Money is powerful. Let's not deny that. It can create opportunity, freedom, comfort. You can go where you want, when you want. It allows you to donate to charities that mean something to you. Money affords a lot of freedom and power, but all the money in the world is not going to buy you one more day of life. And here's the key. Money is a tool for abundance, not the definition of it. When you stop worshiping it as the source and start treating it as a partner in your abundance, your relationship with it transforms. You stop chasing money from a place of lack. You start magnetizing it from a place of wholeness, because abundance isn't about needing more. It's about expanding your awareness of what's already here around you now. If you're ready to break the myth and invite more abundance into your life, here are a few simple shifts to begin with. Notice what's already abundant in your life. Start each day by naming 3 forms of abundance that have nothing to do with money. Shift your language. Replace "I can't afford" with "how can I create this?" or "what else is available to me now?" Honor non-financial wealth. Love, time, energy, health, relationships, creativity. These are all currencies too, and treat them as equally sacred. Practice gratitude with intention. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good practice, it's a frequency amplifier. It turns not enough into more than enough. And when you begin to live in this energy, money often starts flowing more naturally, not because you're forcing it, but because your energy is no longer coming from scarcity. Abundance isn't about waiting, it's not waiting for you out in the future point somewhere when you've made it. It's right here, right now, in the breath you're taking, in the people you love, in the infinite opportunities still yet unfolding. Invite it in. Make it welcome. Money is a part of abundance, but it is not the whole story. When you open your heart to all the ways abundance expresses itself, life expands beyond what you thought was possible. So today, I invite you to ask yourself these questions. Where is abundance already flowing in my life? What richness have I been overlooking? What would shift if I started living as though I'm all abundant? Thank you for joining me in this meaningful moment. And if this message has resonated with you, please feel free to share it with someone who might need the reminder that they are already surrounded by abundance. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, because you don't want to miss what's coming next, when we're going to be discussing the topic manifesting abundance and aligning with your true purpose. Until next time, keep seeing, keep receiving, and living in your infinite abundance. Bye for now.